Hello, welcome to Into Dorkness. My name is Sean. I'm Sergio.
I'm Sean.
And this is the Khaleesi Bika.
Steve.
A.K.A. Steve.
That's how she's
when she's catfishing people, she's Steve.
I'm doing a lot.
As she catfishes as a Native American motorcycle owner who lives on the res in New Mexico.
Yeah, all right, I could buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do dudes? I mean, do you catfish men, women,
Everyone.
both? Everyone. I'm catfishing everyone. If you're not in the room with her, she's catfishing you at that moment.
And sometimes
Sean, are you dying?
I've been sick.
Hey.
So you're gonna get me sick now?
No, I
You
think
just have
it's
to
just
sign-
allergies.
Sinus infection.
That's what you said. That's what you said last week.
Yeah, but I mean, all it is congestion and a little cough every now and then, and some chills, light fever.
I've got these red splotches all over my
all
body.
All over my body. I'm seeing things. I'm seeing things.
Like I call out to a dog that I had when I was 10, who's long dead.
Right, long dead.
Like it's been dead for a hot minute.
Right, like if I was 10 when I had this dog, that dog, let's assume it died also when I was 10.
Yeah.
It's been dead for 20 years.
20 years.
So yeah, just a sinus infection.
You go downstairs while your parents are having a nice fancy dinner party, tell an astronaut he's going to die in space and then piss on the floor.
Piss on the floor. You're going to die up there. Then I unzip my pants. I don't just pee through my nightgown.
No, you unzip your pants, pull your cock out, and start pissing.
Right, I kind of spray.
Just kind of want to get as much as possible.
Right. Trying to hit as many
pitch it a little so you can get some distance. So
look,
we watched Blade Runner this week.
Right.
Loved it.
You loved it.
Sci-fi classic.
I hadn't watched it. Even though dystopian futures are my jam.
Right.
I owned it for a long time.
But you could never get past the first half hour?
Well, I mean, even the first hour is slow as all
It is very slow.
Yeah, but if you dedicate the time to it, you don't really notice it. If you're I'm gonna watch a fucking movie, I'm not gonna text. I'm not gonna
we turned off
move
our
around.
phones.
We turned off the lights. If you're gonna dedicate time, you don't
sexy.
notice it.
Well, some movies I do that for. Whenever I watch Alien, another Ridley Scott classic, I always turn off all my stuff. Or 2001, there are certain movies that are kind of slow, and if you're messing with your laptop
your
or whatever,
gadgets.
Yeah,
your midget games.
The spell of the movie is very easily broken, and it's just turned into a slog.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a very slow movie, but it's beautiful, the way it's shot.
Absolutely. The set design.
Yeah, the set design is crazy. You let me borrow the Final Cut Blu-ray, which I watched.
Yeah, we watched the Final Cut version, not the theatrical.
Well, because
version,
it's that's what you would want, right?
Right. Yeah, I've seen the theatrical version, and trust me, this is better.
That's what you'd want to watch. What you would hey, this is the final cut. This is it. This is
what Sir Ridley
no
wanted.
voiceover.
The Queen's I'm going to put the sword on your shoulder. Now make the best cut of Blade Runner. Make do what you want to do.
Right.
Rid Dog, Ritzko, sorry about your brother.
Yeah, sorry about your brother. And he's like, my brother's fine at the time.
And then she's like, she's sick too.
Yeah,
with whatever you got. She can
she's
see
like,
the
you're going
future.
to die up there. And she pulls her cock out.
She goes up to Tony Scott as he's starting to walk up the overpass.
You're going to die.
Oh, God. That's a terrible joke.
Oh,
Rest in peace, Tony Scott.
Yeah, gone too soon.
Loved Man on Fire.
Loved
it.
True Romance.
Loved it.
True Romance is actually very good.
But yeah, watched it, and I watched it on pretty decent television, and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. This movie's 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just if you haven't seen it or if you don't know anything about it, Harrison Ford, fresh off some sweet Star Wars actions. Harrison Ford's a big movie star at this point, huge.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is between Empire and Jedi, I think, isn't it? The movie came out in '82.
Yes. So he's a huge movie star. He plays Deckard, who is I guess he's a retired Blade Runner. Blade Runners are dudes who kill replicants, which are robots designed to look like humans.
And are outlawed on Earth because they have rebellious...
A few of them went crazy.
Yeah.
A few of them sex nuts.
Went sex nuts and retard strong.
Here's the thing, like, it explains in a like a narration, like crawl.
A crawl, yes.
At the beginning of the movie that they're used for slave labor.
Right.
So it's like, why do you even bother making them look like humans? Like, why don't they look like T-1000s without the Arnold skin on?
Why don't you just build them like robots in a car factory that are designed to do one thing?
Yeah, just like the big like arm. Like,
well, one of them was a pleasure unit. So I mean, if you're going to say like slave labor, prostitution,
and one was an assassination unit. Zora, I think, was an assassin. So making her look human makes sense. Yeah. But the other two.
Like the ones that you like,
are designed for
you're
labor.
a rock digging unit.
I'm gonna
build you to.
You're essentially a shovel.
I'm gonna build you to look like a Dutch dude.
Give you a little mustache,
like some cool hair.
Yeah, some frosted tips.
So yeah, 6 of them escape from the colony. 2 of them end up dying off camera. It's explained. Which apparently. I was reading that it had gone through so many rewrites and so many different versions that they said that there were 6. Mm-hmm. And then he says instead of 2 died, he says 1 died. So then people started theorizing like, oh, where's that other 5th replicant? What's going on? And they're like, no, dicks. They just like we forgot what was going on.
We couldn't keep our P's and Q's.
Yeah, and
like 5 versions of the film. Or something.
There's the work print, theatrical, U.S. theatrical, international theatrical. Director's cut and final cut.
Right. And the final cut, from what I understand, is pretty much the director's cut, but with a few small changes.
Yeah, well, the director's cut isn't actually a director's cut.
Interesting.
Like Ridley Scott, I think, like tinkered with it, but he didn't have the time that he wanted, or like a lot of the freedom that he wanted to. So, and he's like, I don't want you to call it the director's cut.
They're like, fuck you.
We're gonna do it anyway. Those Warner brothers, Jerry and Carl Warner, you dicks.
But, well, you know, the original theatrical version of the film it's very different. It has a voiceover.
I've read that.
And it has a completely different ending, too.
Well, in this version...
it's a very ambiguous
Deckard is hired to capture, to run...
He's called in.
To run these blades.
Retired.
Well, he's not retired. I mean, he's not.
He said he was retired.
Well, not in the lexicon of the movie, because retired means to kill.
He's quit, is what he says.
To kill a replicant.
Right.
Like, you don't kill a replicant, you retire them.
Right.
So that's a little confusing.
Okay. He says
to say that.
He says in the movie, like, I was quit and I'm twice as quit now.
Yeah. And he's like that, and the guy's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you are not.
You're 200% quit.
Yeah. Clearly, you need this job because you do not have a bright future in academia. You are not going to pass the test to get off world.
Well, yeah, their test, which I was like, well...
The movie opens with a test, a replicant test.
Well, no, there are tests to get off world.
Are there really?
Yeah, like, you just said that.
Oh, I was just joking.
Oh, no, yeah, like, that's referenced. Doesn't Sebastian say that he couldn't pass the test?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Probably because of his disease.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, it opens with the replicant being tested, and I guess they ask questions that are supposed to incite...
Evoke emotional response.
Which, are there just triggers that, like, all replicants have?
Well, they were looking at the pupils, because, like, our pupils will dilate depending on emotional responses, and theirs don't. So
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's that's part of it, I think. But,
they're focused on the eye.
Yeah.
Maybe they're looking for that telltale red glow, too.
That was beautiful. I don't know did you notice the glowing eyes? And
Oh, yeah. Especially in Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, the red would, like, flash occasionally, like the way the camera would catch. Mm-hmm. They get, like, that old-timey photo red eye.
Yes. But also, like, dealing with themes of being human, so even if it's not necessarily super purposeful in the movie, it's purposeful in the themes of the movie, like, kind of, bringing up emotional responses for the audience. And, like, how would you react to this? What does that mean?
Am I a robot?
Am I a robot?
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't freak out when he brought up my mom.
No.
I'm a robot. I am a robot. I've
never really understood the how it's supposed to work. I've seen the movie 5 or 6 times, and I still don't quite get it. Maybe if I read the book, it would explain it. But I kind of like that I don't know how it works. It's just sort of like this thing, like, it's not like it doesn't make sense. It's just like the science is beyond me, you know? So it's just sort of this thing that's like, because, like, I still have no idea why Leon snaps and shoots the guy.
Yeah.
Like, so quickly. Like, he seems to be doing okay.
I'm shocked
I think
that...
he knew he was failing the test, and before he...
That's a good possibility.
...was captured, he...
Yeah,
got
that's
out
true.
Of there.
I'm shocked. Like, how fast he moved. Like, he just all of a sudden, like, grabs a gun and shoots him.
He's a robot.
He is a robot. He's a robot.
Yep.
So Deckard's trying to find these replicants.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to the Tyrell Corporation where they're made. Meets up with Lois Einhorn, who
Sean Young,
who plays Lois Einhorn in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Does she really?
That's a thing that as I'm like watching all these old movies and like I'm watching like I watch Star Trek and I'm like, oh, I recognize that person.
Right.
I have a thing about I'll recognize them, but I won't be able to remember from where.
Mm-hmm.
Like the engineer, like the burly engineer from Star Trek Next Generation with the beard.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I know that dude. That dude, what's he from? He's from Gilmore Girls. That's how I know him. But I can't place him. I had to do. I was like Sean Young. I couldn't tell when she had her hair up, but when she had her hair down,
you were like,
I was like, I know her. I know you, asshole.
Was she the chief of police? Yeah, who turned out to be a dude.
Okay, so
who had like a dick on her butt.
Here's the thing. I never quite understood that.
Stick butt.
What?
In Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, at the end of the movie, whenever he reveals that she's still got her balls, but her balls are on the wrong side of her body.
Well, like...
Right?
Well, if you bend over, you can see your balls.
Well, he says... he says that some dude
sometime.
found Captain Winky and turns her around, and it looks like... And I guess it's supposed to be that she's, like, tucked... Or he has tucked his balls and cock between his legs, and so you see it on the backside, but I'm like... And as a kid, I was kind of like, I guess that's what it is, but then as an adult, I was like, Ray Finkel must have had, like, the longest cock ever, because, like, I get, like, mine just, like, kind of, like, gets in
disappears.
Or, like, gets, like, between my legs.
Well, how old was he supposed to be also? Because, I mean, the older you get, the longer...
The bigger your dick is.
Oh, no.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome! I can't wait to get older.
No, your balls will be...
Well, the balls, but the dick is there, too. And...
Maybe
so that's a plot hole,
really
but first...
And I was like, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like it's hemorrhoids or something. I don't know. And which I don't know. But I saw a picture online, and I guess it's a screenshot, and you clearly see like the outline of like the head and the shaft. And I was like, oh, I guess Ray Finkel is just what's up.
I don't know.
All right.
It's whatever. But yeah, she was also originally supposed to be Vicky Vale in Batman, but she hurt her back in a horse riding accident. And so she didn't get to do it. And when they started casting for Batman Returns, she started campaigning for the part of Catwoman because she was like, I missed my big shot. Batman was huge. You know, that would have been like her career kind of faltered because of this, I think. Like that would have been like the next big step for her. And she couldn't get a meeting, I guess, like, or whatever. So she stormed the Warner Brothers offices and broke into Tim Burton's office in a Catwoman outfit.
That's not creepy at all.
And he hid from her. Yeah, she...
That's not, like, fucking crazy.
She, on the Batman Returns DVD, she actually gives an interview, and she talks about it, and she's like, yeah, maybe that wasn't my, like, best move. But, like, Tim Burton was hiding.
What did Kim Basinger do after Batman? Like, it wasn't, like, that, like, really shot her career off.
No, but she was already
LA
kind of a big deal. Yeah, that was, like, 8 years later.
Yeah.
But Sean Young kind of fell off, like... Of course, this was 7 years before Batman, 1982, but I think in her mind it was like that should have been like, you know, her rocket ship. Yeah. Kim Basinger was already kind of a star and kind of stayed one, but she never did. Was she ever a huge star, or was she just one of those like actors who got a lot of work and like, but never really had like a huge movie?
I don't know. I really don't know anything about Kim Basinger other than she was in Batman and
8 Mile.
She was in 8 Mile, and she fucked Alec Baldwin.
For a while,
for a hot minute.
They had a couple kids.
Yeah, like let him like jizz inside her and create people,
and then bought a town.
Probably her
she
best
did.
Decision.
Basingerville.
Yeah, I think she actually did try to buy a town. Like the idea was she would like be good to the people and run it, but I think it like turned into a minor disaster. Like only half the people died.